It is really funny when you put your heart and soul into something and it just fails so terribly. And honestly, I'm kind of happy because that means the barrier to entry is actually a lot higher because I need to get so much better than what I currently am at what I'm doing to show very good results. I'm showing good results, but the expectations that I have are always 100 times more than what are usually realistic. Therefore, any results are usually just feel so bad. Even, for example, when I made that $20,000 in a month, but it was really in like one day and one night from one event, I was still wildly disappointed because my expectations were like $100,000. And the reason for that was I just can very easily foresee the best possible outcome. That's something very easy for me to predict. And I know that I could have if I prepared hard enough. And if I was better at what I did, and if I fixed a few tweaks, if I could have gone back and done that, we would have made a lot more income. And I would have made a lot more. So I can see the flaws in what I'm doing very easily. And even now, I'm showing results for the person that I'm working with, and they're super excited because this is the best results they've had in 3 years in 1 month. But I am so disappointed in myself because I was expecting so much more. And a few of the things that we've been doing have just flopped miserably. And I'm like, I'm having sleepless nights because I am just kicking myself in the butt, thinking, what the hell did I do wrong? And I'm starting to figure it out. And because I'm starting to figure it out, I'm realizing the barrier to entry for someone else to come in and do this is so much higher than I originally thought, which provides an even higher edge because you have to be so good at so many things, which is exciting because if you can get that good at that many things, there's really not a whole lot of competition in what people are doing, which for me is really exciting because I'm young enough to where I don't care too much about money now. If I can just craft the skill set and get so good, it doesn't matter what I do because I can literally work with any person in the world, which is the ideal goal. And then you can really think about scaling later. If your main priority is an income, I have enough money to do whatever I want, really whenever I want to, which is usually just working all day, every day. So uh, there's really no meaning to having a bunch of money. Even now, when I was given the car from the guy that I'm working with, Kenny McElroy, I'm driving a 1957 Porsche Speedster, which is worth about this house that I'm living in, or that I'm actually visiting my family right now back in Boston. That's my girlfriend behind me. But in Arizona, where I'm living for the next few months, I'm driving the best car that I could literally even dream of. You get yelled at very often, like sometimes a few times a day. People saying, wow, dude, that's such a cool car. And that is a materialistic item that a lot of people work for as their goal. They say, oh, wow, I want my dream car. Well, I've got it. And it provides zero happiness. It's cool. It is a cool item that is fun, but it does not derive any happiness. I'm home and I'm back driving my Toyota Camry, and I feel the exact same. I'm actually seeing the convenience of having a Toyota Camry, and I'm constantly worrying about it because the bigger, more expensive problem you have, the worse it's going to be. And I know if I do anything with the Toyota Camry, first off, nothing goes wrong with those cars. But second, I wouldn't care as much. And I'm just doing the same thing. I'm just working, going to the gym, coming home, working. I'm doing the exact same thing I otherwise would. So it's, for me, I'm in such a unique and precarious situation because I'm living the life of a millionaire. I literally just flew private with Kenny McElroy from Arizona to Dallas, down and back, driving multiple hundreds of thousands of dollar car on every single day. And I get zero happiness benefit from it. So where does the happiness derive from if it's not from this materialistic object? It's from the conversations I've had with Kenny, getting to learn everything I can from him, to hang out with him and his buddies. I got to go to his YPO group where we got to tour the Waste Management, which used to be called the Phoenix Open, which is this really cool golf tournament that happens in Arizona every single year that's super famous. When all of these people to join YPO have to be making over $10 million per year and have over 100 employees. And I got to record a conversation with one of them while we were touring the golf course. Those are the things that really get me excited because that is what takes me further to really growing the business, scaling it, and then meeting more people like that. It's not just you are the average of the 5 people you hang around. I mean, I 100% think that's true, but I also just have way more fun when I'm hanging around people that are so much better than me at everything I'm doing. It would suck to be the best at everything. I genuinely feel bad for people who are in a situation where they are the best at whatever they're doing and they have no real competitors. Or not even competitors, but no one around them that's better than them. Because it is so fun being forced to get better, or you're going to get left behind every single day. At least I think that is one of the most exhilarating things. And then the things that you learn, the conversations, it's so mentally stimulating. It makes you want to be better in every single aspect of your life. And this, I see the same things with people like Kenny and all these other people. They don't care about money anymore. Once you have it, they have the freedom. So they do whatever they want. And Kenny does pretty much the same thing anyway. He likes to socialize and talk with these people and have these high intellectual conversations. He likes to run his business. He likes to do these things that are bettering himself at all times. So I can't even believe how fortunate I am because my goal used to be money. When you don't have money, that's all you want. But when that is your goal, when you have it as your outcome, you're going to be so miserable. I'm so lucky because I don't have money now, but I'm living the lifestyle as if I did because Kenny's letting me use one of his cars. He's paying for my place that I'm living in, paying for my expenses. So I have no expenses and I do have money coming in, but not like them. I'm not making millions of dollars per year or anything. And I don't really spend any money. And I realize that is not the goal. It wouldn't really matter where I lived. I just want to be doing the same thing that I'm doing. And I think that's the approach that you have to come at it because then it's impossible to lose over a long time horizon. It is literally impossible. If you stay in the game for 10, 20 years, it would be feasibly impossible not to make it work. Unless you are an idiot. And what I mean by an idiot is you don't learn from your mistakes. If you continuously make the same mistake over and over and over again, then I guess it is possible to never really get anywhere with it. But in any other circumstance, usually if you get kicked in the balls once, you learn pretty quickly, I don't want to get kicked in the balls again. And that's the way it is with business. When you lose money, you realize, well, shit, that hurt. I don't want to lose money like that again. So you don't make that mistake. And I'm surrounded by people who've gotten so many kicks in the balls and they tell you about it. It may not be as effective as you personally getting a kick to the balls and feeling it in your gut and you slam it on the floor just deathly, wondering if you'll have future children. But it's still, you can still see it when someone else gets kicked in the balls and you sometimes still feel in the gut. You're like, wow, I really don't want to be like that. So when you're surrounded by these people who've already had all these massive hardships, it makes it so much easier to not make the same hardship, or at least not make it to the drastic degree because you see what they did. And so with the results being good, but not fantastic right now, it makes me just want to go so much harder. But it's not more work that needs to go into it. Because if it was, then we would have already succeeded because I've put in pretty much all the work I possibly could have thus far. So what is it? It is the creative work. It is the skill. It's not the amount of work, but the skill going into the work. If the skill was better, if it was someone who was the best in the world at what I'm doing it, they would have had better results. And that's the sad reality of the situation. A lot of the times, you're just not good enough. And I realized that I'm doing good, but not good enough for my personal standards. And sometimes that's a tough pill to swallow, but I'm lucky enough to be surrounded by people so great, I realize how ungreat I really am and how long it's going to take to get there. And so if you're not making money or seeing results, but you're working every single hour, at least do that for 6 to 12 months. But if you're still not seeing results, it is probably a skill or information issue. And you need to look yourself in the mirror and realize I'm probably not that good at what I'm doing. Because if you were, you would show results. I guarantee it. I can guarantee it. So where are you lacking? I know where I'm lacking right now. So I need to focus 100% of my time on that. And once I fix it, we're going to be off to the races, I hope. And then I'm going to have different problems that you run into. Because that's all any of this is. It's just constant problems. Anyway, goodbye.